Yo, straight from the gut, real talk about your landscaping business. So, there's a saying, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. If you keep doing the same thing, the same input, you're going to keep getting the same output. So if you don't like the money you're making, you don't like your clients, you want to upgrade, but you can't, then it goes back to you. 2016 to 2018, I was trapped in purgatory in my business. My wife and I had just moved to a 2-bedroom apartment. Rent had doubled, and I was afraid to raise the prices because I knew I would lose clients, but I needed more money immediately. So I finally got the guts up to raise the prices, and what happened? I started losing all my clients, and the only thing I knew how to do was to pull the work harder lever. So I kept working harder and harder and more hours. I was like, I have to work 7 days a week. I got stung by a pack of bees the day before yesterday at work. My face might even still be a little bit swollen. I got it all on video. I'll show you in a little bit in a different video. But so the definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect a different result. Think about that. You say, yeah, but every time I try something different, it doesn't work. So this is a bunch of bullcrap. Dude, I had to listen to hundreds of audiobooks on wealth, money, success, business, and finance by all these frickin' millionaires and Grant Cardones and financial people. Hundreds of books. And I'm learning about, like, Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game, how he made $400 million in a day, and listening to Ray Dalio's Success Principles, and then I'm trying to apply that to my tiny little landscaping business. So I have all this newfound sense of confidence, and I go to raise the price on the customer, and they're like, no, you're fired. So I'm like, so here's what I think it comes down to. Well, one, you can logically look at it and split test it. If you feel trapped, do more marketing and advertising in specific neighborhoods. Get really good at that. So then the math is more in your favor. Be more of a white glove prestige, very high value experience service, on time communication. Everything is like flawless. You get what I'm saying? Like, be the best of the best. But also put yourself in a position so the customers, it's okay if you lose customers, right? And you don't just raise the price 30%, you raise it in small incremental percentages on your existing customers, and then higher percentages on your new customers, and there's all types of things. There's a gut feeling, but there's also actual math. And then the next thing is the big elephant in the room, higher ticket jobs. I was with my friend Eric Reno once, who does roofing. I said, man, I'm so frustrated. I'm only making like a 30% net profit margin. How are you making millions in your business and you've upgraded your whole lifestyle, yet I'm still trapped? He goes, bro, I make the same profit margin you do. I was like, what do you mean? You make all this money. He's like, no, I just do higher ticket jobs. I was like, what? He's like, well, the average roof we do is X amount, tens of thousands of dollars. What's your average landscape job? At the time, I was like, I don't know, $300. He's like, exactly. You're making $100 on each job. I'm just using him as an example. So today, our average ticket job is $1,649.50. So, and the profit margin has gone way up. But it's taken years to, I'm not saying I'm anywhere where I want to be. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Probably just like you. But I think you've got to get to a point where you're ready to throw in the towel, but you're doing things smart. You're marketing and advertising and working on everything. Joshua Latimer said, if you're booked out 2 months with one-off jobs and you're proud of that, something's wrong. That means your prices are too low and you're leaving a ton of profit on the table. So everything, it comes back down to math. But the elephant in the room that I was saying is higher ticket jobs. If you're doing if you're doing just lawn care and you don't have tight route density, or you're just doing these little tiny jobs, you need to learn how to upsell and package and promote packages Like if somebody just wants their bushes trimmed, you're like, okay, well, anyways, we're just going to give you a quote. We could do this, we could do this, we could do this. I noticed that, I don't know what services you offer. We're creating a whole checklist of services out in the, subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be coming out with some amazing stuff soon. Like a suite of services, like checklists and things that we're building all this right now. I'm really excited about this. And soon in a few weeks, I'm going to be doing a whole virtual live event of how to dial in your marketing and everything in your business. Subscribe to my channel, follow my stuff, and it'll all come out soon, and I'll tell you where you can find that. But it also came out with a brand new book. We're just revising it right now to make sure it's perfect. It'll be out soon, 17 ways to get more landscaping clients. But this is math, but higher ticket jobs. So you could be like, okay, well, it's $299 to clean the gutters. We do window cleaning, $299 to clean the windows. Screens are $5 a piece. We can do all of these extra things to take your little tiny $300 job that you want done, and we'll pitch you something that you need done. You have 5 problems on your property. We can solve 3 of them. You have 7 problems here. We can solve 5 of them for $1,800. Normally it's about $3,500 to do all this a la carte. We'll do it all in one package price in a day and a half for $2,100. Or we'll come here with a 3-man crew. We'll do it all for $1,800 in a day and get all this done. We'll do a whole property trim package. We'll trim all the ornamental trees and shrubs. We'll comb through and pull all the weeds out of the garden beds. We'll edge all the garden bed edges. We will clean all the gutters and downspouts. We'll cut the grass, we'll trim the shrubs, we'll clean your windows, we'll do everything. Beautiful luxury suite services. So if you present all this to the customer and you present it to every single customer, they might be like, let's do it, honey. $3,500, they'll do it all for $2,100 or $2,500, they'll do it all for $1,800. Let's just get this off our plate for the rest of the year, and they'll come in and they'll do it all. And if you have the confidence and the positive reviews and just the swagger, really, you can just make it rain with your existing clients or new clients. So now you're taking your average ticket job, it's going way up. So therefore, you can also increase your profit margins by raising your prices. And then you're literally making more money on each job and less travel time. And then once you start to get a whole bunch of clients, if you have some crazy service area, if your average job is like 20 grand, sure, you could travel in 1, 2, 3 hours, I don't know. But if your average ticket job is only $300, you probably want a smaller service area, because if you have guys in the truck with you that you're paying payroll and taxes on, it's expensive, and the drive time and the gas and sitting in traffic. But so I implore you to figure out what percentage of that struggle, if you've been in the business for like a couple years and you feel like trapped and you need to make more money, say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You're not the first person to go through this, and there's an entire sea of everybody trapped. Like, people have figured out how to break through, so just figure out what they did and do it. And I promise you, if you figure this out, you will see a profound difference in your business and the money in your bank account, the money in your savings account at the end of the year. I mean, boom, 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 boom. You just start making so much more money. You can literally double or even triple your net profit. Imagine if you're going out working all day and you're frustrated because you're literally making like $140 or $180 a day after all expenses. What if you were making $300 to $400 or $600 or $700 a day profit after all expenses? Okay, let's say you're doing that 5 days a week. Let's say you're making $500 a day, $2,500 a week, 10 grand a month. What if you did that 8 months, and that's 80 grand profit? What if you started looking at it in terms of what's the profit that I want to make, that I need to make, before even taking on any job and calculating things around that, instead of just going out and hustling and running and saying, well, I just get to take whatever's left over, or lying to yourself. I'm not saying that this is you or anything. I'm just saying these are all the things that I went through. So, reach out to me. I hope you're doing well. There's so much stuff that I want to talk about on YouTube that I don't talk about. And I feel frustrated because you go on YouTube and it's filled with entertainment like crazy. These Mr. Beast videos where he's literally B&B Lawn Care. Blake sent me this video clip. He's like, dude, you have to look at this. It's insane. Because we make YouTube videos on top of our landscape business. He sent me a Mr. Beast video and I watched it. And this dude is literally has this big commercial grinder and he's taking brand new Lamborghinis and putting them through grinders and just shredded metals coming out the other end. And as I'm watching this, like, of course it's entertaining, but I was like, dude, when I was a little kid, we were poor. It was my dream my whole life to have a Lamborghini. Tigran Gertz has a Lamborghini. I have a whole conversation with him I might release on YouTube about what's it like to have a Lamborghini, right? And because when I was a kid, it was like having a Lamborghini is like, when I was a kid, that's the precipice. That means that you've made it. And then you got this Mr. Beast guy just shredding Lamborghinis through grinders. And I'm like, how do you even compete with that? You don't. It's a completely different entertainment type of thing. That's why people watch it, because it's insanity. Something about it made me sick to my stomach. So to make these real talk videos directly here on my podcast, on the Untrapped podcast, it's kind of disheartening because I don't want to be a dancing charade. I think I'm growing out of that. And I want to ask you the same question. Is just this a dancing charade? Are you a joke in your business to your customers where the last person who's getting paid is you? The last person who is, you're putting in all this work, but where is the reward and what do you have to show for it? So if you have to get angry for a little bit and really self-reflect to say, that's it. See, I had this vision. This is where I started making a lot more money. This was it right here. Imagine like you're climbing like uphill constantly. And then you get stuck at this wall, but it's not a wall, it's a mountain, right? And all of the strength and tenacity and over the years and everything you've fought for, you're just exhausted and you can't get up that mountain. It's just too much. You don't even have any preparation. You just have the clothes on your back and you can't, there's no way you're gonna climb that Mount Everest. This is the feeling that came through me that changed everything. Of course, I pay for coaching and consulting and I go to live events and I read lots of books and there's so many mentors and people that I aspire to have my act together like. But for me, I was trapped. Here was the feeling. You know what the superhero movies, all of them, the X-Men, the Transformers, what was that Transformers movie where there's Bumblebee died or something, but then he was just a regular guy, and then then somehow he put on the suit and he became the Transformer, and then it was like dun 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 dun. You realize that you're the hero in your story. You realize that you have everything it takes. If you listen to David Goggins' book, Never Finish, I just finished it. It's insane. It's amazing. This is the feeling that came through me. I realized that there's this feeling where you know that you're already dying inside and you're gonna lose anyways, and you have nothing to lose if you don't go for it. That nothing will ever change. Now you know for a fact that if you don't sink your freaking claws in and start climbing this bitch, that nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever change. It's a Rubicon. You're crossing the Rubicon because you're already dead. It's the same feeling that got me out of a dead-end job into starting my own landscaping business, because I knew that if I didn't do it, nothing would ever change. So it was actually more of a risk to stay the same. When the pain of changing is less than the pain of staying the same, you'll change. When the pain of staying the same is more than the pain of changing, so you perceive it as less painful. Because there's fear and incentive motivation. You will run harder from what you're afraid of or what you don't want than towards what you want. This is the feeling. I felt myself, I'm climbing that mountain now, and I don't care what it takes, and I don't care if I die on my way up. I'm pulling myself up now, and I'm gripping in, and I'm climbing that thing like Rocky. I'm going up. I'm going up. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going up. I'm going up. I'm going up in this bitch. That's the feeling. I can feel it right now. It's when you get sick of your own bullshit. So the story you're telling yourself in your head about your business and all these things, if you're in a victim state, nobody cares. Nobody cares. When I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning on my hands and knees cleaning up my dog's puke all over the floor, because we have a special needs dog, and I'm up anywhere from 3 to 10 times a night, I only get good sleep 2 to 3 nights a week. I'm almost constantly sleep deprived. And I love my dog. When I'm on my hands and knees at 3 a.m. because I woke up and I stepped in a puddle of puke and I'm cleaning it, this victim used to come over me saying, woe is me. You don't understand. This is why I can't be. But now, I just clean the shit up. Because nobody cares about your victim story. There are people who have it way worse than you. So, clean it up. And keep climbing. You got this.